So I'm David Shelley, I'm the CEO of Little Brown and Orion, which is part of the Hachette Group. So I've come along for two reasons. Firstly, I'm fascinated by the issue of diversity. I think there's so much more we can and should do in publishing. Secondly, I'm also steering a group of about 70 people at Hachette. We're the Changing the Story group, and our mission is to make Hachette the publisher and employer of choice for all people, regardless of background. I think what I've taken away from it is just the breadth of this subject. You know, we've talked a lot about BAME, representation in publishing, about gender representation, particularly at board level within our groups. But you know, there was a lot that came up this morning about trans employees, about people with disabilities, about employees with autism. You know, there were a lot of different things to think about, and I just really took away the breadth of this issue and how many different things we need to consider to be fully inclusive. The two things I pick up on, one is just people's kind of embarrassment and awkwardness about talking about some of this stuff. People don't want to put their foot in it. I think, you know, being English, people just don't want to embarrass themselves. So I think within the industry, that is an issue. People don't necessarily want to engage because they're worried about saying the wrong thing. I think that's a real barrier. And then I think there's just stereotyping generally. I think in terms of the authors that we work with, what sort of books they can and should be writing. I've seen that again and again. People don't necessarily think, a BAME crime writer or a disabled women's fiction author or whatever. I think people tend to put people in books, authors in books, and I think that's something we need to battle against.